welcome you live to Sonoma Raceway tonight for the iCar Pro Series Season number 3 race at Sonoma. We're on the road in California tonight. We're in wine country, and it is race number 6 of Season number 3 for the iCar Pro Series today. Here we go. All right. Like I said, welcome in live tonight. I'm, of course, your only commentator for iCar, Ethan Trendler. And we are ready to go tonight for qualifying. It's going to be, I believe, single car qualifying for iCar at least. It's open qualifying for the rest of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. And here comes Ethan McMillan on the racetrack. His other cars will get prepped and ready to go here. All right. We're officially all good and up and running from Sonoma Raceway tonight. As this is the iCar Pro Series from Sonoma. We're off and underway in California. This is wine country on the road. And here's the 9 of Bryce Benson. Got to be one of the favorites tonight. So good on the road courses, of course, coming back from his NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series ban that he served last week in Sonoma, or in Fontana, I should say. There's the 4 of Pfeiffer. So, of course, I believe, let me check real quick. It is 1 lap, 5 minutes, single car qualifying for the iCar Pro Series. For the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, the Grand National Series, and the Cup Series, it is open qualifying 10 minutes, all cars on the racetrack at the same time, and they can put down as many laps as possible. Obviously different here for iCar. Here's Ethan McMillan. You gotta get the good run now around turn number 11. Bryce Benson doing that. You got a good exit. You're seeing them going to take it slow, and they're going to just try to pound the gas like Ethan McMillan does across the line to start his lap here in Sonoma. Obviously, only 1 lap. Got to be really perfect. McMillan slides down and in 1 and 2, and down the straightaway, gets loose again. So 30 laps tonight here in Sonoma on this Tuesday iCar Pro Series race. As always, coming off of Curran last week, where this man, Cameron Chandler, went to victory lane for the 3rd time this season, looking for 3 straight championships, of course, looking for a 4th one of the year as well. But Matthew White has got to be the favorite coming in. Of course, he is looking for 3 straight NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series wins at Sonoma. Has never lost a race in the Cup Series here. There's Payson Lindsay and the new Fanta paint scheme 99 here for iCar. So who is going to be on pole? Will it be this 18 car of Matthew White? So good at Sonoma, but I talked to him earlier. Doesn't have the same confidence level in the Cup Series as he used to have due to the Gen 4 car obviously being used. He holds the all-time lap record of the next Gen car at Sonoma and all-time in iRacing, but obviously that car is not used anymore, so probably won't see the same amount of dominance in the Cup Series from Matthew White, but don't be surprised if you still see him in victory lane. He is so good at this racetrack. He was 2/10 fast in practice here in iCar. Oh, but he gets loose, nearly off the track, pushing it all the way to the limit. So far, top of the board, Knox Thompson, or I should say Cameron Chandler now. Knox Thompson second. Bryce Benson goes fastest. Here comes Matthew White, of course. There's the 97 of Smith. Harklotz is 3rd. Piper is 6th. Here comes Matthew White. Of course, only 1 lap. Cherry now goes top of the board across the line for the 18 of Matthew White. Is it going to be pole? Yes, it is. By 7. Oh, my Lord. 7/10 of a second. Are you kidding me? I don't see anyone beating that. I'm just going to be straight up here. I don't think anybody beats that. Here's the 1 of Zane Rahman. 65, Davy and Tobin in his first start. And the iCar Pro Series. Andrew Stacy goes up to 5th on the board. Jacob Clarino is 7th. Here comes Tobin across the line in that 65 machine. Tobin is 12th. Oh my God, that's what you can do here at Sonoma with the jump. Minute left to put down lap times. Here comes Zane Rahman. Here comes Axel Smith as well. It's a beautiful day for some road course racing in Sonoma tonight for the I keep calling it the Grand National Series for some reason. The iCar Pro Series. Here comes Zane Rahman across the line for the 1. Zane Rahman is going to be 14th on the board. Here's the 65 of Tobin around. The 97 of Smith is going to qualify 7th, so Axel Smith goes P7 on the board. That'll mean Matthew White wins the pole by 7/10 of a second. What a lap by the 18 of Matthew White. Unbelievable. That was so impressive by him. Jerry is going to start here in second, another good road course racer. But, man, what a lap by Matthew White. We expected it to come in, but he was only 2/10 fast in practice, but absolutely puts down a killer lap time here in qualifying to go 7/10 on pole. As we get ready to go in Sonoma Raceway tonight for the iCar Pro Series 6th race of season number 3. And we're on the road in wine country, Sonoma. Well, first of all, get the warm-up session that iCar, for some reason, always has to have. Here comes Eli Franklin, didn't qualify. This is his first ever iCar start. Of course, regular in the Grand National Series for Ethan Treadler Racing. ETR doesn't have a iCar Pro Series team officially. But he is running ETR equipment. All right, so you see a little bit of a taste of what you're going to see in the actual race here with this warm-up session coming up. With all of these cars on the racetrack now. First ever time iCar is visiting Sonoma Raceway. It's usually just, well, last season it was just the Cup Series. Usually it's just Grand National and Cup. This time iCar comes to town. Of course, the Grand National Series race tomorrow night, and then of course the Cup Series obviously as always on Thursday. First road course of the season for the league. To the inside goes Herclass now, and Jeremiah Gauntly didn't qualify either. Oh, contact being made by these two. They are teammates of questionable motorsports. All right. I think this is a good time to ride along with the driver that qualified third. It's the 9 of Bryce Benson. He is going to make that thing wrap around turn number 11 that now has a wall here. I don't like the turn 11 wall at all. It doesn't make any... I can't even take good pictures here anymore, to be honest. But let's take a ride along with Bryce Benson for a lap around Sonoma. Ride and listen. Oh, and he's going to go around here just before turn number 11 comes up, and Bryce Benson will hit the wall. And hopefully Tatum gets that thing going in the right direction in a minute. Oh, Space Lindsay looks to maybe just slide on in here. Matthew White is absolutely pushing the limits of the 19 car. He's going to be so tough to beat. 30 laps, of course, tonight here in Sonoma. Grand National races for 35 laps. The Cup Series is 55, so big laps gap for the Cup Series compared to everything else. But of course, the Cup Series has the halfway break. These two races, Grand National and Cup, do not. Sorry, my mouse is being a little bit special. Let's try to fix that. All right, here comes the 18 on the racetrack. Minute 30 to go before we actually go racing here, side by side. 70, which is usually driven by Ethan McMillan. It's supposed to be driven by Ethan McMillan. And then the 0. What a mess Kern was with the amount of cautions we had in that race towards the end of that one. It was pretty chaotic. Cameron Chandler with the victory lane there. We fully expect Matthew White to probably win this race if nothing out of the ordinary happens. He is just so good at Sonoma. By far the greatest driver probably I mean, I would honestly say stock car drivers, Matthew White is the best driver at Sonoma in most cars in NASCAR stock cars. Like, he is absolutely insane in this 18 car. Of course, an iCar drives obviously the 7 in the Cup Series, but he'll be in the Grand National race tomorrow night. Maybe looking to try to sweep the week. It'll be harder than usual. If this was the next gen in the Cup Series side like it used to be, I would think it would be a lot easier than usual for Matthew White, but the Cup Series side is going to be very, very tough for him. We'll see what he can do. All right, checkered flag in the air here in the warm-up session. It's time to go racing in Sonoma. Bryce Benton has been on a roll of pole positions lately, but does not start pole today. He'll start in P3. All right, here we go in Sonoma, California tonight as we welcome you live to the iCar Pro Series tonight from Sonoma Raceway. "30 laps around Sonoma tonight in wine country to kickstart this week. The iCar Pro Series here on Tuesday, the Grand National Series, their 35-lap race tomorrow, and the Cup Series, their 55-lap race on Thursday. All right, let's go through your starting order. So Matthew White, of course, on pole by 7/10 of a second. Unbelievable lap put down by the 18 of Matthew White. Starting to his outside will be that 29 of Richard Cherry, another really good road course racer. Another great road course racer, Bryce Benson, will start in 3rd. Cameron Chandler, winner of the most amount of wins this season, and of course your 2-time defending series champion, will start 4th. Andrew Stacy will start 5th. Chris Charclot's underrated road course racer, starts 6th. You got Axel Smith, Jacob Plurino, John Butler, and Knox Thompson running your top 10. Just outside the top 10 is Payson Lindsay. You can see there starting P11. Got to make his way through the field through this one. As the field roll off, the rest of the field's on the left side of your screen as well. All right, here we go in Sonoma, California for tonight's NASCAR iCar Pro Series race from Sonoma. It's a beautiful, beautiful day for some racing in wine country. Turn 1 could be very interesting up the hill. Sometimes we see some early wrecks there. Sometimes we see some restart crashes. Remember future former Cup Series seasons, we've seen some things happen there after the halfway break. Let's get a good look around here at Sonoma Raceway. During the spring, it's obviously pretty green. Unfortunately, we don't have a spring scan in iRacing. If we did, we'd definitely be using it. We got the more summer scan with all the grass that's actually dead. All right. 20 cars ready to go here for the iCar Pro Series, first road course of the season. Cars obviously roll slowly around here under the pace laps. Juice going to be down the front straightaway, I believe, at least for iCar. I think it might be in a different place for the Cup and Grand National Series. That'll be announced more tomorrow. All right. Here we go. This is the iCar Pro Series in Sonoma. Ready to get this thing underway. After being in Eldora, Curran, and Fontana last week, we continue to the tour of California here. Next up in Sonoma, it is all Sonoma this week for the Grand National, the Cup Series, and of course tonight, the iCar Pro Series. Matthew White, so good here at Sonoma Raceway. Fully expected to win this one, but can anyone put up a fight behind him? It'll be Richard Cherry to his outside, I should say, as we get ready to see the green flag from Sonoma Raceway tonight. Race number 6 of the iCar Pro Series season here in season number 3 is going to be underway in green from wine country. This is Sonoma. We're racing in iCar. Richard Cherry down on the inside here on lap 1 on Matthew White. He's going to get there, going to be side by side, heading down the straightaway for the first time. Cherry trying to keep grip inside, but Matthew White will clear him. for the lead. Into the second place goes Sherry. We got a spinner. Around goes Hercules. Around goes Stacy. Stacy gets slammed by Pfeiffer. And already an early crash. Don't expect a lot of Clearna goes around down the 33. Like I was saying, don't expect a lot of cautions tonight for incidents. It's the road course. Pretty chaotic lap 1. A little bit of tire smoke up there. Bryce Benton just got into second place. He's side by side with the Richard Cherry for P2. Cameron Chandler back there waiting. Everyone else got going back there besides maybe Andrew Stacy. Taking a look at the field go flying on by. Here's Clarino. Here's the 4 Brandon Pfeiffer. He is torn up, and Andrew Stacy is in the pits already as they head down to turn 11 for the first time. Matthew Wood already a 1.8 second lead as these guys battle for second. Heading up the hill as they complete lap number 1 in Sonoma. So I don't think they're going to be good on fuel tonight. Obviously, saw Andrew Stacy might be done for the day already in the pits. I believe he did definitely reset, obviously. Fortunate for him on lap number 1. That's just what happens here tonight when you're kind of stuck maybe mid-pack. You don't want to be involved in that. Plus trying to drive his way back up to the field as well. To the inside goes the 48 of Max Thompson and Ethan McMillan as they battle for 10th place. McMillan will basically let him go, but he's just trying to cross over back to the inside here, side by side, and then America 250 car for Ethan McMillan. Door to door through the S's. McMillan will concede for now. Max DiFilippi in 12th, chasing behind them, but he's back to the bumper of Knox Thompson. Battle for 10th is really heating up now. Oh, Knox Thompson goes wide. Into the grass he goes, almost spins, and he might. No, he'll save it. Wow. He was going to fall back, though, to 12th place. As they head to turn 11 yet again. There is Axel Smith up in a 5th place. John Butler having a decent day in 6th currently. Cameron Chandler, of course, runs in 4th. Jerry 2nd, 3rd. Benton now P2. And Matthew White a 1.9 second lead. Didn't really gain too much on that lap time by. But still is pulling away ever so slightly from the 9 of Bryce Benton. Question is going to be is, can anyone beat Matthew White today? Over the curb goes Axel Smith, and here comes Butler, who's inside for 5th place. Butler will have to move back in line. Matthew White probably just trying to keep it conservative early on here. That's probably not why he's not just driving off into the sunset already. We'll see what he do throughout the rest of this week with the new Gen 4 car, Cup car. As I talked to him earlier, his confidence level is definitely not as high as it used to be in the Cup Series. And Steve Filippi on the bumper of the 18 of it, Aiden Holmes. Oh, Max DiFilippi nearly went around there, had a bit of a muller. The battle here just outside the top 10. Here's Tobin. And we get a battle here once again, heating up for 5th place between Axel Smith and that 09 of John Butler. Butler trying to get to the inside, but Axel completely slides. Butler in the grass, I should say, ever so slightly. Also got a door-to-door battle here for 3rd between Richard Cherry and the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Chandler to his inside, side by side, nearly making contact, and then John Butler to the inside of the 97 of Smith. He will clear him, but they're side by side between Cherry and Chandler will take 3rd place away impressively from the good road course ace of Richard Cherry. Really good move there by the 8 of Cameron Chandler here on lap number 4. Cherry going to try to maybe fight back. Head to turn 11 yet again. Will he move his way to the inside? He looks like he will. Here comes Richard Cherry trying to fight back on Cameron Chandler. He is there to his door as they head side by side off turn 11 and coming down the front straightaway yet again. Here in Sonoma, but Cameron Chandler will now clear that 29 machine. Got more pressure on his bumper though, heading into turn 1 and 2. continue to put up a good battle here for third place. Oh, Chandler almost thought he was going to go around there for a second. He get really loose off of the hill there. You got to be careful. John Butler as well. And then falling back into the clutches of Payson Lindsay, who is up from the 11th place starting spot, up into 7th, almost up into 6th, is Axel Smith. Battle up here once again. Chandler just about maybe a car length ahead of Richard Cherry, who just got around. Then Payson Lindsay slowly closing the gap back up to Axel Smith as they battle here for 6th place. Andrew Stacy is out of the race. Same thing with Brandon Piper. Terrible start for those two. Brandon Piper has had an awful NASCAR Racing FedEx Cup Series season so far, but here comes Payson Lindsay to the inside of the 97 of Axel Smith. Almost a little bit of contact being made off quarter exit. They go side by side. Lindsay's trying to maybe get there. He slides a little bit. Axel Smith looking like he's going to maybe hold the position. Lindsay again gets loose, heading to turn 1. Up the hill they go. It's interesting in turn number 1. You obviously don't want to be hard on the brakes. You want to ease onto the brakes and get back on the gas. And a lot of finesse here at Sonoma Raceway. That's why it makes some drivers that have a really maybe smooth pedal, smooth hands as well, smooth feet with the pedals. Really, really good here at Sonoma Raceway. I know one of those drivers that definitely doesn't have any of that is Payson Lindsay. That's why he's probably running in 7th right now, behind the 97 of Smith. Same number font with these two, but not teammates. 3.1 second lead for Matthew Witt over Bryce Benson. Watch maybe another dive bomb coming here for Payson Lindsay. Down to turn 11 once again. Definitely the passing corner as always in Sonoma. He is there to his inside. Can he make the pass cleanly? Completely locks up the tires. Contact is made. I don't think Axel Smith's going to be too pleased about that one with Payson Lindsay. Payson obviously known for being very, very aggressive, but man, only in lap 7 was that a touch too much. Will Axel respond down into turns 1 and 2? He's definitely driving in pretty deep here, trying to get back to the bumper of that 99 car. I don't think he's very happy with the contact that got made in turn 11. Payson, though, driving off from Axel Smith. We're up front. You can see Richard Cherry still holding on to that 4th spot with just keeping touch with Cameron Chandler. Then you got Bryce Benson running in 2nd and a 3-second lead for the 18 of Matthew Witt on the 7th lap of this race. Payson Lindsay slides, and that could allow Axel Smith to close back up as they head into the S's. Of course, road course racing so much different, obviously, than oval racing here in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. And this is definitely good practice for these drivers that are obviously going to be in full-time in the Cup Series on Thursday. And bad quarter exit there for Lindsay heading back into turn 11. Not enough momentum, I don't think, for Axel Smith, but Lindsay's going to slide and he might spin. Here comes Smith back to his inside. Big mistake by Payson Lindsay. And the angry Axel Smith, at least I think he would be. He's going to have to try to defend once again. We got a crash back here. A big wreck happened. Multiple cars just went around. They both reset here, so I don't think we're going to have a caution. The 48 of Knox Thompson. Let's see what happens. Side by side here with the 18. Oh, Aiden Holes. I don't know. Oh my goodness, what a hit by Aiden Holes. Hard in the wall. Big crash between these two. Ultimately, no caution was thrown. Just mostly out of the way. And they reset pretty quickly. If they didn't reset there, a caution would have been thrown. Let's ride along here with Aiden Holes. He took a massive shot into the wall. Oh, that didn't looked a little bit suspicious there. And oh, got hit by Jacob Clarino as well. Big, big crash. Man, that is not what you want to see. And big damage on that 18 car. He is done, obviously, for the day. So no caution. We stay green, like we mentioned earlier. Here's Payson Lindsay trying to close back to the bumper of the 97 of Smith. We don't expect too many cautions today. I mean, the main part of cautions, I mean, the main reason we would have caution today, if there's a crash like that, they don't reset. So it's out of the way, and they immediately reset like they did a good job there doing. And there probably will not be too many cautions today, if any. This thing could easily go fully green due to being a road course. John Butler doing a very nice job here, I gotta say. Keep it up in 5th place to the guys like Richard Cherry and Cameron Chandler. He's keeping in touch with these two. I mean, he is doing a fantastic job right now. Props to John Butler. This is definitely really good practice. Obviously, he's full-time in the Cup Series. Currently sitting outside of the chase right now, the top 10. He has a big blink heading to turn 11, just as I start talking about him. Axel Smith is now beginning to pull back away from Payson Lindsay, and Ethan McMillan is starting to close this gap up. He started outside the top 10, I believe, and he currently now runs 8th. Axel Smith heading back into turns 1 and 2 at Sonoma Raceway. There's the 09 of Butler. Here is the 8. That is Cameron Chandler. Cars now out of the race. Andrew Stacy, Brandon Pfeiffer got together in the back on lap 1. Had too much damage to continue. They pulled it to the garage after all that. Aiden Holes and Knox Thompson, they had both had huge wrecks that got both of them into the wall hard when Holes. But they ultimately both reset. Didn't throw a caution in time, and they were out of the way anyways. So no cautions in this race so far, coming to lap 11. Jared trying to close that gap back up, and he gets really tight there. Goes wide. And here comes John Butler. What a night he's having, like I've said. Might challenge Cheery here for 4th place in a minute. It's definitely very promising speed for John Butler when you think about the Cup Series race on Thursday. The car's obviously not exactly the same as the Cup Series cars, but things can be learned throughout tonight's iCar race and then tomorrow's Grand National race for some of these Cup drivers. Same thing with tonight's iCar race for some of the Grand National guys, but unfortunate early exit for both, for Knox Thompson, because he is full-time in the Grand National Series and now will not get the experience that he needs for tomorrow. Almost a little bit of contact, and John Butler closes up to the bumper on that Mustang to the Camry of Richard Cherry. Flying up the hill as they head back through 1 and 2. Trying to catch a lap traffic here already here in Sonoma. That's the 11 of Eli Franklin's pretty well off the pace all night long. Fortunately for him. Battle back here is really heating up between Axel Smith, Payson Lindsay, and now even Ethan McMillan trying to get his nose into here. Still 3.7 second lead for Matthew White. Not 100% sure if they have to pit in this race. I mean, I would think they would at some point. Might be pretty close on fuel. To the hard braking zone of turn number 11. We go yet again. Axel Smith almost got a little bit lock up there, and Payson Lindsay slides here of corner exit. Ethan McMillan might have a chance at 6th, maybe even 7th. They head up the hill yet again from Sonoma, California. Looking a little bit further back in the pack. You got a battle back between Jacob Clarino and Christian Herklotz for 9th. As they head up the hill yet again. Back there, here comes Max DiFilippi battling with Jeremiah Gauntly for 11th place. He's going to try to squeeze his nose to the inside. Oh, but he gets loose. I think he nearly had a moment there. Got White Blair, and then here comes Matthew White, your leader, beginning the even lap. There's Zane Rahman, who just went off the racetrack completely. Rahman going through the grass here. Got to be careful. We got Cameron Chandler coming up here. Make sure he gets out of the way, and he, I think, will. Definitely this section of the racetrack here in Sonoma, not that easy to get out of the way. Cherry trying to close back up the number, and he will. Chandler goes way wide, and here comes Cherry back to his inside. Chandler somehow hangs on to that spot, heading down the front straightaway yet again. I thought Chandler was going to go into the wall there, how wide he went. Somehow he doesn't make any contact with anything. It even holds his 3rd spot. They're now 10 seconds back on their leader, Matthew White. Even 6 seconds back on Bryce Benson. I think Bryce Benson could be a very, very underrated winner for Sunday. Or I just said Sunday. For Thursday in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Coming up, that suspension obviously won the Daytona 500 earlier this year, but a bad race in Richmond, suspended in Fontana, needs some good redemption in Sonoma this week. Could he maybe get a 2nd win of the season, be the first Cup Series driver to get win number 2 of Season 5? Richard Cherry continues just to stay to the back bumper of Cameron Chandler as they once again head through turn 11. What will Payson Lindsay be willing to do in the bumper of Axel Smith? He will stay content. See maybe some grass growing out here from the absolute dryness here in Sonoma. It's a little bit. There's not too much major grass. Then Jane Ramondi here going to completely go wide and off the track. He's currently lapped down, and he's really in the way. Now here comes Payson Lindsay trying to fight back to the back bumper of Axel Smith. Cameron Chandler did have Rich Cherry on his bumper for a minute, but now Cherry almost falling back into the clutches of John Butler, who's just having a great run, like I've said again. Way over the curbs for Axel Smith in that 97 machine. Gotta wonder, is Payson Lindsay ever going to maybe switch numbers due to Daniel Suarez is obviously leaving Trackhouse and switching over to Spire this season. So, gotta wonder. Payson Lindsay obviously a massive Daniel Suarez fan, not really sure. I don't really understand what Suarez has done in the Cup Series, really, but he is. At least Suarez has more wins than Payson. That's a good fact. These two continue to battle here just for 6th place. Ethan McMillan runs back there in 8th. He looked a little bit further back. These two are all over each other's bumpers once again. Christian Herklotz in the 33 of Jacob Clarino for 9th. Remember, Clarino on lap 1 got that front end damage from that crash with Pfeiffer and Stacy, but ultimately made it through and is still running in this race inside the top 10, but barely. Outside the top 10, you got the battle between now Wyatt, Blair, who's a lap down. Matthew White is lapped all the way up to Jeremiah Gauntly in 12th. Actually, Felipe probably going to be the next one to do. And then he's got a long ways back to Christian Hercules there as Gauntly just went one lap down. Bryce Benton here running in second. Pretty, solid pace. Only 5 seconds back on the all-time lap record holder at Sonoma in a stock car, in a NASCAR stock car. John Butler is going to be fighting Rich Cherry's bumper in just a minute. He is there, battling for fifth, or fourth even. What a run John Butler's having. On a road course of all places as well. It is so impressive what that 09 that 09 car is doing. Also between Axel Smith and Payson Lindsay, this thing has been pretty much going on for 10 laps straight. And McMillan continues to wait back there in eighth. Down the front straightaway to 13 laps to go here in Sonoma before Matthew White's going to be tasting the wine yet again. He is going to be absolutely, if he sweeps the week here, he's going to be absolutely wasted after this one with all the wine he's going to get in victory lane. So, one thing about winning here at Sonoma, if you win the first 2 races of the week, you might be a little bit messed up for the Cup Series race. So, yeah. Knowing Matthew White, though, he just had them put grape juice in there. If he wins this race. I'm saying this when Matthew White. Oh my goodness! What just happened to Matthew White? Oh my Lord! The car was What on earth just happened to Matthew White? What was I just saying? Oh my God! He hits the wall. I heard him say that his screen froze or something. And oh my Lord, he's coming here with damage. Look how damaged that race car is. This is a huge turning point in this race. What has just happened to Matthew White? Commentator's curse, I don't want to say it is, but oh my goodness. Watch this now. Over the curb and then, oh man, hard. Oh my God, hard in the wall. No caution came out. We stayed green, but oh my goodness. And he is done. That's it. Matthew White is done for the night. And Bryce Benton will now take the lead from this. Bryce Benton is your new leader, and this battle for second now is going to go up between Rich Cherry, just got around Cameron Chandler, and John Butler involved as well. Incredible turning events here. Oh my goodness. Wow. Unbelievable. This race, I was just talking about Matthew White celebrating in victory lane, and this is why you can't speak too soon in auto racing. He crashes, screen freeze, and he is done. Just like that, he's done. He's off the track. His win chances are over. And even getting any sort of points is over. Now, Bryce Benton got a 6.6 second lead with 11 laps to go here in Sonoma. Unbelievable. Another crash that really wasn't worthy of a caution here. The difference is here at road course, it's easy to get out of the way. It's not like an oval where they're such high speed. If this is real life, those things would have been cautions because you got to clear the car off the racetrack. But if you're out of the way, you can just easily reset here in iRacing and then you're done. So there's no reason for a caution then. And caution laps take absolutely forever at road courses. So for the courtesy of the drivers and everyone else, just we like to stay on the green for most of these unless we actually have to throw the caution. This might just allow Bryce Benton to maybe pull away. He's got all this. We got 2 lap traffic ahead of these second, third, and fourth place drivers now. With Bryce Benton given an absolute late Christmas present. Cameron Chandler almost looking to the inside here, and Richard Cheery for second place now. 2 cars lock up. There goes Max Filippi lied. They're almost going to go 3 wide for a second. Here comes Cameron Chandler for second. Side by side with the 29 of Cheery. As they head down the front stretch yet again, door to door. Who is going to lift? Neither of them will do it yet, but Cheery's going to get the upper hand on Chandler with 10 laps to go in Sonoma. Oh, but Chandler tries to drive into the rear bumper of Cheery. These two just battling so hard for second place, with John Butler involved as well, is allowing for Bryce Benton just to pull away even more. Car goes around goes Jeremiah Gauntly up the racing surface. That'll obviously stay green for that one. He'll get out of the way and get back going here. Here's Chandler, dive bomb back to the inside for second place. Couldn't get there now. John Butler, here he comes for third on Cameron Chandler. What a run by the 09 machine tonight. Trying to slide over the curbs. He goes, almost goes into the grass. What's left of it at least. And that's to concede back in a fourth. But John Butler, so impressive today. Will he make the dive bomb into 11? Doesn't look like he will. Chandler will defend. Have go around the outside lane. Best he can. But unbelievable. Matthew White was leading all of the laps in this one. Started on pole, was fastest in practice. Started on pole by 0.7 of a second, which is just insane. And he has a screen freeze, hits the wall, crashes out. He's done. And Bryce Benton is your new leader by 7 seconds. Unbelievable. Bryce Benton already has a win this season, looking for win number 2 in the year, and to gain a lot in the points, and this is going to be detrimental for Matthew White. He's going to finish at least 15th at the best. These leaders, I mean, I should say, Bryce Benton is maybe starting to fall back. 6.5 seconds the gap between him and Richard Cheery. John Butler has been blinked there, but he's still keeping up. Just got into the battle with the aid of Cameron Chandler, but can Richard Cheery try to run down Benton coming 8 laps to go here? I mean, Bryce, he can't back down or anything. Doesn't want to crash the car like Matthew White did, but still, he can't back down here at Sonoma. And Matthew White's chances to sweep the week, which definitely, if there is a track he would do it at, it would be here at Sonoma, are gone just like that. I think he would tell you that this Sonoma race for the iCar Pro Series is probably his best shot all week. Grand National is going to be pretty tough with a lot of road course ringers in that one, and then of course the Cup Series is going to be even tougher. So definitely won't sweep the week. We'll see if he even gets a win all week. I mean, what a crazy turn of events it would be if Matthew White didn't even go to victory lane in Sonoma this week, after winning the Cup race 2 seasons in a row and never losing the race he's competed in here at Sonoma until now in the league. Lap car, that's the 70. Let's just get out of the way here. He will. Make it tough for anyone, it looks like. Maybe John Butler. About the inside of him. The gap for the lead still now 6.6 seconds. They closed up about a second on Bryce Benton. I was absolutely shocked, and now Cameron Chandler locks up a little bit. The gap seems to be maybe stabilizing a little bit. Man, still can't go over the insane turn of events we've had in this race. Unbelievable. Six cars now out of this one. Matthew White, the most recent. Franklin, the only car left running. That's one of the only cars that's left running. That's 2 laps down. He's currently 14th. Looking up front, there is Bryce Benton. Trying to hold on to this lead. You got lap traffic ahead of him. We're going to check real quick. You got these two have been battling all day long. They're now away from each other, and Herklots. I don't think Benton would catch them. He's not that fast. I mean, if this was Matthew White, I think he would definitely catch those two, but I don't think Bryce Benton has really a big chance of doing that unless they both spin out or something. Really big mistake. Yeah, the gap's still at 6.5 seconds. They closed up, like I said, a second on one of those laps. I thought we had ourselves a race, but now it's kind of stabilized. 6 to go this time by. For your leaders here in Sonoma in the iCar Pro Series. Bryce Benton looking to taste the wine tonight. But I won't say any more than that because last time I started going on about tasting the wine in victory lane all three of these races, your leader crashed. So let's not curse Bryce Benton here. Cameron Chandler, though, on the charge here for second place with Cherry. Passed him earlier, but he got repassed by that 29 machine, but he's back to his rear bumper with under 6 to go. Cameron Chandler is never known as a very good road course racer, but always really kind of performs when he should at these road courses. Probably the best non-road course racer we have in the league. Big defensive move to the inside for Cherry. That'll go give the long way around for the 8 of Cameron Chandler. Benton now has up the gap to 7.2 seconds with these two battling for second place now. Definitely one he wants to see behind him. There's that 9 car. Cherry goes a little bit too deep into the corner. He's going to give up a lot of speed off corner exit, and Cameron Chandler is right to his back bumper. Battling for second place here. Been a really relatively good race at Sonoma. No cautions tonight. We've had a few major incidents that have probably, one of them probably should have brought out a yellow, but ultimately they were able to get out of the way and there wasn't a caution. And of course your leader, Matthew White, having that massive crash all by himself, but obviously he got out of the way and there was no caution even though he was your leader. And there was no halfway break scheduled in iCar. You see a dive bomb here by Cameron Chandler, or is it too early? So far, keeps it pretty steady behind the bumper of that 29 of Richard Cherry. They catch the lap traffic of Zane Rahman. We definitely will get to him. Up the hill they go yet again, down into 1 and 2. Chandler guesses it up really, really quickly. Got to the bumper of Cherry yet again. He seems very good off the corner exit. Cherry kind of struggles trying to get the power down. Chandler can just wrap it on his back bumper. Out of the way goes Zane Rahman. And here comes Chandler, defensive line for that 29 of Cherry. They're beginning to really now pull away from John Butler, who put up a good fight all race long, but starting to fall off in the longer run. Still really, really good momentum and speed. What we saw out of that 09 tonight, that could be translated over to Thursday's Cup race for him. Needs good points. Here's Chandler to the inside, can get to his quarter panel, just get almost a little bit of contact. I would expect these two to mostly race clean with each other, though. It's for second, obviously not for the win, so a little bit more clean. They're obviously very respectful with each other off the racetrack as well. All right, along with Cameron Chandler. This time I've actually rode along with some. There's been just so much action to watch on the racetrack so far. Chandler tries to close in this gap to Cherry. Cherry slides a little bit. He might go wide at here. It's Chandler trying to move his way to the inside. Cherry, though, defensive line once again. He'll go inside, but Cameron Chandler's going to have good momentum coming off corner exit. Just nowhere really to go through the S's. See what kind of move Chandler pulls down into 11. Still kind of Mosley stays on his back bumper. And comes 2 to go this time by. Apologize for the camera angles. Oh, that is not the right one. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, there's the pace car. And here comes John Butler here. Still really good run from him running in 4th. You got Axel Smith, Payson Lindsay in that 99. Ethan McMillan holding on in the 7th place. There's a slow car of Zane Rahman. Here comes the 11 of Eli Franklin. Just wanted to try to get some experience for tomorrow night's Grand National race. There's 33 of Jacob Clarina, the 00 there of Christian Herklotz. And they battle. Here comes Cameron Chandler to the inside of Richard Cherry once again. Can't make anything happen, though. These two are going to be on the fight. Coming to the white flag this time by. Watch Chandler, though. He's got one more shot after this in the turn 11. See what he can do in the final lap. This doesn't work. He's going to try to drive it in deep, but oh, he's going to really slide. My goodness. Locks up the tires, almost gets straight into the back of Cherry, and that could have been really bad. You'll have one more lap to go here for 2nd place, but up front, Bryce Benton takes advantage of the issues by Matthew White, and now has a 9-second lead, just trying to cruise home to the win here. His first ever league win at Sonoma, 2nd win of the season in iCar. Battle for 2nd continues, though, to rage on between Chandler and Cherry. A little bit wide there for the 29. This is where Chandler tried to make his move last time. He'll do it once again, drives it straight to the inside. Cherry, though, defends pretty nicely. Yes, this is for the final time. Chandler all over his back bumper. Coming to the checkered flag this time by will be Bryce Benton. Here they come once again. We're going to watch down into 11 for Chandler and Cherry. Final time. We'll see what Chandler can do. He's who's outside. They're side by side for 2nd place. And looks like Cherry's going to hold on to the checkered flag. Bryce Benton wins in iCar at Sonoma. Richard Cherry going to see the checkered flag to come home 2nd. 3rd place for Cameron Chandler, but Bryce Benton perfectly gift wrap. Probably would have been 2nd in this race. Not guaranteeing anything for that, but Matthew White crashes, and he'll win. Bryce Benton's first win at Sonoma in iCar, first ever iCar race here at Sonoma. First win on the road course, I believe, in iCar as well. And 2nd win of the season. He gets the job done from Sonoma Raceway today. Axel Smith comes home 5th. Lindsay 6th. Coming across the line here, there is Ethan McMillan around at 7th, and Jacob Clarina just going to come by himself in 8th place. Final car in the lead lap. Bryce Benton, though, goes to victory lane tonight in Sonoma. Wins by 10 seconds, so far and away the 2nd best car on the field outside of Matthew White. He was there when it counted, when Matthew White crashed. And White's going to finish 15th. With Bryce Benton going to victory lane tonight here at Sonoma. Really, really solid performance out of the 9 car today. Exactly what he wanted to see. He will now look to burn it down. Your winner from Sonoma Raceway tonight in the iCar Pro Series, it is Bryce Benton. Going to victory lane. Burn this thing down. Hit the wall a little bit. Definitely one of the tougher spots to do a burnout down the front straightaway with these 2 walls at Sonoma. So, any burnout is pretty impressive, not hitting the wall, but he's going to back it in here. Unfortunate, though, for the driver of the 18 of Matthew White. Pretty heartbreaking, but he's got 2 other races. Same thing with most of the drivers in this field besides some of the other drivers that are either not running Cup or not running Grand National. Bryce Benton, though, burns it down here in Sonoma. I mean, I'm gonna ask him what his reaction was to Matthew White's issues there, obviously, in his post-race interview, because, man, I couldn't even imagine the feeling there. You think Matthew White, the all-time wins leader in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, never lost a race here at Sonoma in the league, unbelievably good, probably the greatest iRacing driver at Sonoma Raceway in a stock car, crashes like that, and you get the win. Just, I don't want to say pure luck, because he was in the right position at the right time, was really fast in the second. Definitely faster easily than Sherry and Chandler. Beat them by 10 seconds, but probably wouldn't have won the race without that. All right. Post-race interviews, though, coming up here at Sonoma Raceway. First of all, going to be your winner, Bryce Benton, in a moment, once he's able to come up and into the booth for a post-race interview. But, man, what a show in Sonoma. Racing was pretty solid all day long, I would say, as well. I was thoroughly impressed with that one. First ever iCar Pro Series race at Sonoma. Really, I would say, did not disappoint whatsoever. Alrighty. Okay, post-race interviews coming up in Sonoma Raceway tonight for iCar. And first of all, obviously, your winner, Bryce Benton. Bryce Benton, it is your second win of the season here in iCar at Sonoma Raceway. But Matthew White was far and away the fastest car anyone on the racetrack. But you guys were solidly in the second place. Give me your reaction right there when you heard Matthew White crashed and all of a sudden you were the leader of this race.
Yeah, I was at VCA with DeFilippi for this race, and he told me that his front tire was killed. So I was a little bit confused at first, because I wasn't sure if he was gonna keep racing or what he was gonna do. And then I just saw him just go head on into the wall, and yeah, it was kind of shocking because I was just kind of ready to just finish second and head on to Grand National, but we turn out with a win, and I guess just it was overall kind of a lucky win, I would say. But you know, a win's a win, and I guess sometimes you just need luck for these races. And yeah, I mean, still we had a good car and overall solid pace. So yeah, really nice to win at my home track.
Of course, we came into this week, I should say, thinking Matthew White could easily sweep this one. Now you win an iCar, and you really get the road courses in Grand National and the Cup Series, I believe, as well. So, is there any chance you could think you would sweep the week coming off the iCar win now?
I really don't. Honestly, I don't think so. I think I mean, I think I could definitely get top fives, maybe top threes, probably. I could probably do that, but I just with how fast Matthew White is here, I mean, I'm pretty much just gonna have to have something like this happen for the next two races, and I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll be able to challenge him, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was decent today, but he was just a little bit faster. But you know, I'll definitely put in the practice though, and try to get my pace up and try to challenge Matthew White, because I know he's gonna be the real threat probably for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, still I'm glad to win here, and I mean, hopefully we can get some more.
All right, Bryce. Well, of course, good job. Of course, on your first iCar win on a road course, the first ever time iCar's visited here at Sonoma. Your second win of the season, and good luck throughout the rest of this week. Have fun celebrating with some wine here at Victory Lane.
Yeah, I think I'm a little young, but yeah.
Maybe some grape juice.
Yeah, grape juice, that'll work.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow in Grand National.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, coming up next is going to be Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, you guys will finish in second here. A hard-fought battle with Cameron Chandler there all throughout the second half of this race. You were able to hold on somehow. I thought Cameron had you about 5 times there, but ultimately he did not. So how were you able to hold on to P2 here?
I don't know, man. I mean, it was a great battle. I mean, I had a blast. Shout out to Cameron for that. We fought hard, but we fought clean. So, you know, congrats to Bryce and Matthew. Really unfortunate what happened to Matthew. He screen froze. So, yeah. and Bryce for the win. I mean, he's really fast at this type of track, so it's gonna be a threat for tomorrow and for Thursday. But I mean, it seemed like the race was gonna be like boring from my point of view, and then I made the mistake. I all of a sudden I was behind Cameron, so you know.
Well, of course, Cheery. I know it's a second place finish. You were one spot away from getting some wine in victory lane. Like, what kind of thing? Like, what kind of motivation does that give you the rest of the weekend to get maybe a nice drink after a hard-fought race in Sonoma?
I don't know, man. We need to throw a meteorite at Matthew White. I mean, the damn guy. I mean, I don't know how he does it. I'm on the pole, and then he sets a freaking 15-0. I mean, I don't know how he does it, man. And he's any type of track. Luckily, we have him for the team for the Rolex 24 this weekend. So you know he's gonna be a freaking record.
All right, Cheery. Well, good luck trying to beat Matthew White for the rest of this week, and we'll see you. I don't know. I guess Grand National.
Not really for a cup, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, see you.
That was Richard Cherry. Cameron Chandler, you guys will finish in third today. A hard-fought battle with Richard Cherry there, where you were not able to get around him at the end of that one, but ultimately clean race, no cautions at all in this one after whatever the hell went on in Kern. You guys will finish in third, though. Still a really good points day, and especially with Matthew White crashing out. So what was your reaction to one of your points rivals having that accident and then ultimately finishing in third, trying to battle with Cherry?
Yeah, unfortunate with what happened to Matthew. I think his screen went out or something. I just saw him in the middle of the racetrack. My spotter said car wrecked ahead, and I saw him. I saw the car. I was like, that looks like Matthew White, and I was like, there's no way. And then all of a sudden, my spotter told me leader went to pit road. So, I hate it for Matthew. He's been having the luck I had last season in Cup. Just anytime he has something good happening, always something goes downhill for him. But for us, we now have a 41-point lead, almost a full race, so just 8 races shy. So that's pretty good for us. But man, I wish Matthew wasn't so unlucky to battle with us. But anyway, your second part to your question, Richard Cherry, that was an awesome battle with Cherry. He got ahead of me. I don't really know what happened off in turn 11. It was right after Matthew had his issue. I was still processing what was happening, and I spun the tires, almost spun out off turn 11, and he got back by me. And then for the rest of that race, it was this prime stock car racing, cars sliding out of control, using up all the racetrack, finding anything you can to get grip. And man, these cars are awesome on road courses. It was a ton of fun, and I'm looking forward to Thursday now.
All right. Well, of course, Cameron. Real quick, random question here. So, if you win here at Sonoma on Thursday for the Cup Series, will you take the wine that they might offer you, or are you gonna have some grape juice like Bryce Benson?
I mean, I don't know. I think alcohol doesn't really taste too good. I don't advise anyone to drink it. Unless you're Aiden Donahue. Aiden Donahue loves to get everything. Yeah, it's not the best tasting. I've never had wine, so wine. You know what? Sure, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try all the wine, and we're gonna drunker weight might come back.
Okay, Cameron Chandler. Well, good job finishing in third tonight, and we'll see you for the Cup Series on Thursday.
That iCar.
Nice try. All right, coming up next, going to be Payson Lindsay. Payson Lindsay, pretty characteristic actions for you guys on the racetrack, nearly absolutely taking out Axel Smith there. Luckily, he survived, so you guys will finish in 6th here tonight. So what was the battle like between you and him and ultimately finishing in P6?
I mean, I sold multiple times. I had him passed, I think, like 2 different times, and then I locked up entering a corner or just went off track. So we spent basically the entire race around him, most of which was behind him, and we nearly got him back on the last lap, but just ran out of time. I think if we had one more lap, we were a little bit better. Probably could have caught him, but I tried one last-ditch effort and then totaled our race car coming to the checkered flag. So TCMC mechanics aren't going to be too happy about that one, but it is what it is, and we'll go on to the Cup race.
Of course, a random question because it's iCar. Are you going to ever change your number? Because Daniel Suarez, of course, doesn't drive the Trackhouse at 99 anymore.
Well, we've thought about it for the iCar series, but it's probably sadly never going to happen in the Cup Series as long as Matthew White has the 7. We asked him at the start of this season. Actually, we were planning to go to the 7 in the Cup Series, but Matthew still wanted to keep the 7, so we let him have that. But maybe for the next iCar season, we'll go to the 7 in iCar.
All right, Pace and Lindsay, but we'll see you if you're either doing Grand National, obviously, or then the Cup Series on Thursday.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming up next, gonna be Brody Webster. Brody Webster, you guys D&Q out of this race, too slow in qualifying.
Wait, no,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, 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 no.
what was it
So,
like?
no, 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 you missed what happened. So we actually qualified on the pole, but we blinked out,
Oh,
and we were in the race actually the whole time. We just blinked back at the very end there, and actually came out ahead of Bryce Benton. So, we actually won the race. If you didn't know, you're gonna need to
nice
update
try.
your ticker. Um, we won the race, and now we've been invited to the Daytona 24 hour because we've won this race.
All right, well, as our winner, you get the incredible, just pristine honor of interviewing Zane Rahman.
Thank you so much. And he's muted. Are we serious?
No,
Oh,
we're
he's
not.
unmuted. Okay, so coming from a race winner like myself here at Sonoma, I won today, obviously. Zane Rahman, how did your day go? And how can you next time perform like me and win the race?
Brody, as much as I want to win again, I don't think I probably will because, well, for once, I brought a tractor to the track, so I'm not all too confident about the week since also, with all my heart, I hate my home tracks because they did not treat me the way I wanted them to be, so yeah.
Yeah, I understand it. I understand it. So next time you're going to be bringing, instead of a tractor, you're going to be bringing a GT3 to the track instead of a stock car, so you can have the upper hand.
What?
Yeah, no, I'm bringing a freight train.
Yep, sounds like a plan. Well, Fan Friends United will supply the GT3 cars for the next Sonoma race.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you guys would give me speed.
All
I'll give you
right.
guys a lot of endless ramen.
All right, Zane Rahman will say goodbye to Brody Webster. He is very large, didn't win this race, and we'll see you tomorrow night for iCar or for Grand National.
Oh yeah, one more thing. I want to humbly apologize to everyone because for once I actually terrorized people, so I don't want to do that ever again, and I'm the biggest idiot on a road course, so yeah.
All right, well, we'll of course see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Coming up next, going to be Max DeFilippi. Max DeFilippi, you guys will finish a lap down here at Sonoma Raceway, but you still come home in 10th. But yeah, so I don't even really know what happened to you guys this race. Give me some notable moments.
So first off, me and Bryce, I don't know if you know or not, but we're gonna be doing the 24 together with Maddox Spirit, and me and him are just getting really, really close. I'm pretty sure he's even gonna be my spotter because he's racing tomorrow at Sonoma, and I'm pretty sure the races he's not gonna race for Grand National, he's gonna spot for me. So me and him have a really good friendship going, and I was in VC with him, and he was helping me this race, and really happy he could win. But based off of my race, I don't know. Me and Jeremiah, obviously, we've become friends lately, and someone tried to block Jacob Clarino. I'm not gonna say a name. Failed. Right hooked me after. I don't know if the stream caught that or not. So that's pretty much that was the day ender, and yeah. And then me and Jeremiah were side by side, and we kind of got into each other and spun us both out. So that sucks. But we're cool. He's probably gonna say some things, but I don't think he means any of it by heart. But still sucks that we got into another run-in. But at least we talked it out, and I'm just going straight, and I let Matthew White by, and I look to my side to make the corner, and I look forward, and I'm looking on his undercarriage. So that was crazy, but aside from that, good day. Besides for the right hook part.
All right, Max. Well, of course, we'll see you tomorrow night in Grand National.
Yes, sir.
Jeremiah Gauntlet, you guys will finish in 11th place here tonight at Sonoma Raceway. Just didn't all day seem like you had the pace for a top 10 finish even. So ultimately, what was kind of your struggle tonight here at Sonoma Raceway?
I'm just kind of really awful at turning right, really. I mean, ovals is where I really shine my most. I knew came in here with not a lot of pace. This was really just kind of an experience night for me. You know, I wanted to do one thing tonight. I just wanted to finish the race. I would have liked to do it on the lead lap. Sadly, Max DeFilippi had to just dive bomb me at one point and wreck us both, which we're cool. We're fine. Nothing more going to happen between that. But, you know, I still finished with a car in one piece, and that's what I'm truthfully happy about. That's what I struggle with at road courses, just keeping the car going straight in the right direction.
So of course we got Grand National coming up tomorrow night. Wait, actually, are you still suspended?
I am. Yep.
Oh,
You'll
well.
see me next week.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you for iCar next week then.
Yep. See you then. And for Grand National, my grand return.
Oh, yep. Of course. We'll see you then.
All right. See you.
Coming up next, finally, is going to be Brandon Pfeiffer. Brandon Pfeiffer. I mean, you have to be probably the unluckiest driver in the league this season. Haven't finished a single Cup Series race. Probably most of them haven't been your fault, and you get wrecked out on lap number 1 here in iCar tonight to start off the week in Sonoma. I mean, just what do we even say at this point?
I really don't know. It's just already pretty much been a wash of a season. At this point, I'm just trying to get through it and just come back stronger at this next season. At this point, I hate to say that so early, considering we're only race 3, race 4, but we're just at that point. It's just terrible.
Well, of course, how do you think the Cup Series is going to go? Obviously, Sonoma, a lot less chaotic than probably some of these other races this season. Do you think you can maybe at least start off the rebuilding process, maybe finish one of these?
At this point, I just want to get a point at any cost. I just hope that this race on Thursday can just be clean enough where I don't get caught up on anything in the lap 1, or if they wreck, they stay the hell away from me. But I just need redemption. It's been a struggle.
All right, Brendan, we'll see you on Thursday for the Cup race.
See ya.
And that was Brandon Pfeiffer, the driver of the A-Team tonight. All right. Well, that will just about do it for the iCar Pro Series in Sonoma Raceway. Of course, the NASCAR Racing FedEx Grand National Series is up tomorrow night here at Sonoma. At 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we got underway for their return after a season away. So Grand National is back from the road course, Swine Country in Sonoma. We'll see you then tomorrow night. And good night from Sonoma Raceway. We'll see you tomorrow for Grand National.